Okay. I was telling you that Nimrod, going all the way back to Genesis 11th chapter, Ethiopian, Cushite, Babylonian, the one that made the Tower of Babel, he got killed, and his mother slash wife, because he had intercourse with his wife and had a baby by the name of Tammuz. You read about him in Ezekiel, the 8th chapter, when women were crying for Tammuz, and that's going to come around their pagan day of Easter, you know. And that's why they have Lent. He lived 40 years, so every day of Lent, when they put that little ash cross on their forehead, every day represent a year that this pagan Ethiopian Tammuz lived. One day for 1 year that he lived. He was killed by a wild boar. That's why y'all have this honey glazed ham y'all eating, y'all digging into it, revenging the death of Tammuz, who was killed by a wild pig, a wild hog, a boar. And that's what they're doing. A lot of people following suit, just like I say, y'all follow suit, learn the way of the heathen, you see, until this day. So, Nimrod was killed, and his mother, Semiramis, had him go out and get this evergreen tree and bring it into the house, bring it around it, and had told people if they didn't bring gifts and put it under that tree, then Nimrod's spirit's in that tree. Why the Most High saying they can't speak, they got to be carried, they can do no evil, they can do nothing. Say it's gonna come and do harm to you, put your butt to death if you don't come and bring all these gifts to her. So now, when you look at that Christmas tree, you bring that Christmas tree, that's an idol, you bring it into your house that the Most High said we're not supposed to deal with. And not only that, it's an idol that represents the idol Nimrod. And you bow down on your knees, and you bow down all the way, your head go all the way down to put that present underneath that tree. The Most High said, thou shalt not bow down to them. It's an idol. I'll tell you, it's a store, a place that all they sell is idols. And every year, they move those idols back and they put them Christmas trees there. Even the Catholic Church is selling Christmas trees in their parking lot. Idols. Come on now, make this make sense. And you bowing down to this idol that we just read about. We're going to go deeper into it. But you bowing down to this idol when you put that present under the tree, and you bow down to that idol. When you bow down, put your head all the way down like you're praying to this idol, you bowing down to it when you get that present from under the tree. I ain't never seen nobody take a present and they standing up and they throw it under there. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all bowing on your knees, bowing down to this idol. Tell me you're not. That's why the truth will make you free, whether you want to accept it or not. So these are the things that we got to look at. Go to I'm going to go to Baruch, the book of Baruch in the Apocrypha. It talks about the Christmas tree too. But dealing with idolatry. Right along with Jeremiah 10, 1-5 we just read. Let's look at Baruch 6th chapter. Let's start at verse 4. It says, now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold. Remember, they deck it with gold and silver, right? And of wood. And it's made of wood. Borne upon shoulders, carried upon shoulders. You got to carry them. You got to carry these trees, which cause the nation to fear. Cause the nation to fear. Why they cause the nation to fear? Because Semiramis said, Nimrod's spirit is in the tree. It's going to bring you harm. Superstition. Traditions of men. Cause the nation to fear. Beware, therefore, that ye in no wise be like to strangers. Don't be like these other nations. Neither be ye afraid of them. Just like we read in Jeremiah 10, 1-5. Neither be ye afraid of them. When ye see the multitude before them and behind them, worshiping them, bowing down, putting presents under it, bowing down, bringing presents from under it. Whether you know it or not, you to hear my voice, you know now. But say ye in your hearts, say this in your minds, O Most High, we must worship thee. We must worship the Most High. Look, every time you're doing that, you are giving the Most High a disrespectful middle finger. That's what he's telling you. And we supposed to say, we worship the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, point blank, and him alone. You know? We supposed to be saying we worship the Most High and not do what the heathen are doing. Look, go to, why the Most High said, we done some wicked things, man, to offend the Most High when he gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to follow that was not like what it is that we're doing now. And it's sad because when you look at Psalms 106 and 35, they say, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. When the Most High said in Jeremiah 10, 1 and 2, he said, learn not the way of the heathen, but we were mingled among these heathen and learned their works. Or prove to me, as a so-called black man, you created Christmas. You got the whole world following Christmas. Oh, you black women. Y'all the ones got the whole world following Christmas. Boy, mingled among the heathen and learned their works. Learned their works. The things that they had set up. And they served their idols. Served their idols. This Christmas tree. Christmas trees. Which was a snare unto them. Most High said, I'm going to melt you. Y'all heard what he said. You need more proof? I'll show you. Y'all think y'all can just do whatever y'all want to do and it's okay? It's not okay. Not what the Most High said. And they served their idols. This Christmas tree. In this celebration of Christmas. It's all idolatry. Paganism. Which was a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. You hear that? Sacrifice our sons and daughters unto devils. Lying. Devil means deceitful and evil person. And you following the same way that the devils have set up for you to follow. And you got your sons and daughters following that lie. They grow up and teach their children that lie. Ain't no liars going to the kingdom. Y'all can take it however you want to. But let me show you. Revelation 22, it's a judgment. Revelation 22 and 15. Make it mean something different. He said, for without the kingdom are dogs. You know, dogs. And sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Loveth and make a lie. And you know you're lying about. First and foremost, that's a Mashiach Shai birthday. So you're lying to your sons and your daughters in schools, in the church, and in the homes, telling this lie. And they serve their idols. Back to Psalms 106 and 36. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. It's a trap. That's why the Most High said, I'm going to melt you. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. Took our own children and sacrificed them unto the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. That's where they defile with their own works. Even following Christmas, you defile with your own works. And went a whoring with their own inventions. And add flavor to it. Tell them what y'all doing, man. Therefore was the wrath, not the love. Y'all talking about God is all love. No. The Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob said, therefore was the wrath of the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, kindled against his people. We the 12 tribes of Israel. Insomuch that he abhorred, hated his own inheritance. And what'd he do? Since we was doing all this wickedness like y'all still doing today, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen. And they that hated them ruled over them. You hear that? Nobody love us. He said, they that hated us ruled over us. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. That's why you know about Christmas, because we learned about Christmas in slavery. That's why you know about Christmas. It's passed down from one generation to the next generation, to the next generation, to the next generation. That's why the Most High gonna save us, but He gonna save us for His own name's sake, not for our sake. We ain't done nothing worthy to be saved. None of us. Unless you think you have. Talk on it. You think you worthy to be saved? The Most High supposed to save you? Talk on it. Because there's a whole lot of people that's, like he said, stout-hearted. We ain't nothing as we ought to be. Here we are, caught up in this maze of confusion. That's why when you bring the truth out and it's shining bright, you're being illuminated to those that's going to hear, you got those that's going to come against it because you hate the Most High. But He got something for you. Going back to Baruch, the 6th chapter, I digress. It's just only my love and my fervent love for Him. Baruch, the 6th chapter, verse 8. As for their tongues, it is polished by the workmen. Talking about these idols. Polished by the workmen. And they themselves are guided and laid over with silver. Yet are they but false and cannot speak. See? They take care of them all year long. They working, making sure that these trees are perfect. While you go and you look at the tree, you got to determine which one you want. 'Cause they grew up and they done made sure that they was perfect for sales. How many millions of dollars they making off of these trees and gifts and so forth during this time? It's all about money. It's all about money, man. It's all about, you ain't nothing but a bunch of commerce and a bunch of sheep led to the slaughter. And robots and robotees and spiritual puppets, amongst other names that the Most High call it more names than that. I mean, he go in on us. That's real, that's light work. You know, all through the other seasons, they taking care of these trees, waiting for this particular season, because they know all the ones that's in gross darkness, gross ignorance, they're going to go out and they're going to buy these trees and bring them in their house and bow down to them. And they're going to have all this joy in decorating this idol. Going back to Baruch, the 6th chapter. That's why he said it cannot speak. And taking gold, verse 9, and taking gold as it were for a virgin that love to be gay, that make crowns for the heads of their gods. See the heads for the gods? Remember they put that little crown on the top of the tree? And you got the little girls that be going around decorate. They love to decorate the tree. You know, and it's one thing that's come to mind. I haven't been to Target in a couple of years, few years, but I remember going to Target and seeing these Christmas trees. And these Christmas trees had faces on them. Yeah, like some of them have bulbs. These Christmas trees had faces on them. And it just quenched my spirit. It hurt me because this is what they did. They cut our little babies' heads off and they put them on them trees. They put them on them trees. Now, they known for cutting our heads off and putting them on poles and so forth. But they took them babies' heads and they put them on the trees. So when you see them bulbs, some big bulbs, those are our babies' heads. There's a lot of things that have happened that, you know, you can't say get over it because it's written in the Bible. It's written in history. It's written in books. of the things that happen to us. How can it be forgotten? Most I ain't forgot. Listen. It's cold, boy, but it's real. And we gotta eat it. It's like everybody gotta eat whatever it is that the Most High say, you gotta eat it. Take it or leave it. Verse 10, Luke 6th chapter. Sometimes also the priests convey from their gods gold and silver and bestow it upon themselves. Put the gold and silver that you put on the tree on themselves. Yeah. They will give thereof to the common harlots. They will give thereof to the common harlots and deck them as men with garments. They would take the common harlots, that's the prostitutes, and put the gold around them and deck them as men with garments. Put the man garments on them. The woman ain't supposed to wear that was pertaining to a man. Wickedness, man. Being gods of silver and gods of gold and wood. You cannot, these gods save themselves from rust and moth. Though they be covered with purple raiment. You know, purple raiment represent royalty. And you put this color, purple raiment, on these idols to make them be a god of royalty. They wipe their faces because of the dust of the temples going into all these different idols that you look at that people have up in the churches too, especially the Catholic Church. When there is much more, when there is much upon them, you gotta wipe. You know that, and that's like they take care of them during all these seasons to make sure that they perfect. They gotta dust them off, clean them up, you know, because you get dirt and all that on them. They make sure that when you don't see them, they don't be dirty when they come to the market, do they? No, you go buy a Christmas, it's clean. Because they done did it, they done cleaned them up. And he that cannot put to death one that offended him, hold of a scepter. They got power. And see, y'all don't understand that these Christmas trees represent Nimrod, who was a mighty, wicked hunter that everybody followed in building the Tower of Babel to the Most High confounded everybody's languages and scattered the people over here. And during the time of Peleg, divided the earth. It used to be one landmass. He divided the earth during the time of Peleg, like South America fit right into Africa. And all these other nations over here fit right together. It's one landmass. He divided them up. For the wickedness of the world, everybody speaking the same language. So he couldn't communicate then, like it is now. You see what he said? He could, and he that cannot put to death one that offended him, holdeth a scepter. Y'all got him set up as a god, as though he were judge of the country. Come on. Man, you better hear this. You know, can you imagine that? I mean, and to tell you, it's just not nothing new, y'all, because Wicked Man was in Israel, and it tell you about, go to 2 Maccabees, the 6th chapter, and verse 4. It say, for the temple, first in the Apocrypha, 2 Maccabees, the 6th chapter, 4th verse, it say, for the temple was filled with riot and revelings, arguing by the Gentiles, right? Who dallied with harlots, hear that? Dallied with harlots in the church, in the temple. And had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, selling their bodies, having sex in the temple. And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful, unclean things, into the temple. The altar also was filled with profane things, unholy things, which the law forbiddeth. Still the law, y'all. Going back to the law. Listen, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feast days. Just during the Greek Empire. The so-called white man's first empire. Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. That's why you see Paul, y'all like to say he went to the Gentiles. Yeah, that was the Israelites. Just like a lot of y'all right now. The majority of y'all call yourselves Gentiles. When we tell you you're an Israelite, you still say I'm a Gentile. You're a Gentile. That's who we went to. You that are Israelites that call yourself a Gentile. That's why I say Gentile, which is Goyim, which means nation, or Goyim, in their language of the Jewish people, but that's what y'all dealing with. Going back to Baruch. Let's see what these are idols that we set up in the temple. Verse 15, it says, he had also in his right hand a dagger and an axe, but cannot deliver himself from war or thieves. He got an axe and a dagger, but he can't do nothing. But people worshiping this idol to this day. Like a lot of people, during this time, they bring in this decorated black, whatever it is. I don't know what you call it. Bring it into their house. It's Nimrod or Tammuz, either or, right? Because it ain't the Mashiach Yahushua. You're right inside of the Most High. Waiting, is it time? No, it's not time yet, son. Is it time to go judge and make war? No, son, hold. It ain't time yet. I know when it's time, I'll let you know. That's what the Most High telling him. You're going to tell him one day, rise. You're going to tell him, Crumble, Mashiach Yahushua, go and judge and make war. It's on its way, y'all. It just matter where you're going to be at when he come for you. So all these things you're doing, it's written in the book. It's going to be open. It's going to say, oh, you did all that? You didn't come? I mean, you got to look at it. For anyone that has been called, because we ain't chosen till we chosen, I'm out of here, to me. We the chosen people, but we have not been chosen to be saved until we chosen to be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. You know, because many, like I said, it's a revolving door. Many have come and gone. Just because you're in this truth don't mean nothing. It's about who's going to endure to the end. That's why I pray for all those, all the elders and leaders of those brothers that's still hanging in this truth from a long time ago. We have. We the Israelites. Man, we've been hanging for a long, long time, consistently without fail. Most High said, these idols, whereby they are known not to be gods, not to be powers. Therefore fear them not. Over and over again. Because with us, they was threatening us. We in captivity all the time because we broke the laws of the Most High. So now we got to follow the ways of the heathen. Remember, it was a trap to us, a snare to us. So we got to follow their way. And it's most likely they saying, you got to fear this, you got to fear that, you got to fear this. But is that right according to the Most High? No, that's why we stand boldly and tell you in your face, you a liar. Look, Most High told us this. Book this. 2 Timothy 1:7. He said, for the Most High have not given us, we the children of Israel, the spirit of fear, but of power. That's spiritual power. And of love. That love is the keeping of the Most High's commandments. 2 John 6. For this is love, that we keep the Most High's commandments. And of a sound mind. That's why we know these precepts. We know what this Bible is talking about. Whether you hear or forbear. Look what the Most High said. Baruch 6:16. He said, whereby they are known not to be gods. Therefore fear them not. That's why we was reading Jeremiah 10:1-5. The Most High telling us, fear, don't fear them. Because Semiramis, Nimrod's mother, then said that Nimrod's spirit is in the tree, is going to come back and destroy you if you don't do what she say do. But like as a vessel that a man uses is nothing worth when it is broken, even so it is with their gods. You know what he said? like a vessel you throw out and break it into pieces. He said, even so is their gods. Their gods. When they be set up in the temple, like y'all got them Christmas trees up in the churches, all lit up and full of bulbs and lights and gold and silver, decorations and so forth. Their eyes be full of dust through the feet of them that come in. You stomping on the ground, walking around, and y'all got your idols in there, and the dust from your feet go all on them. And they can't wipe that dust off themselves at all. I mean, it's like, it's crazy, man. It's like, but it's real. And as the doors are made sure on every side upon him that offendeth the king as being committed to suffer death, even so the priests make fast their temples with doors, with locks and bars, lest their gods be spoiled with robbers. Because they got real gold. So they gotta secure. They can't protect themselves. So you got the guys in there, and they all. I mean, think about it. Even with the Christmas trees, you ain't gonna see no Christmas trees that's gonna just be open where you can just go by and grab one and take it home. No, they're gonna lock them all up. Make sure they locked up to make that money. But if they already decked out, this time they decked out with gold, oh man, they're gonna go in there and strip that tree down. Get all they can get off of it. Look. They light them candles, yeah, more than for themselves. Whereof the candles is the lights. They put all them lights on the Christmas trees. Don't they? They're just changing from one scenario of light to another scenario of light. They light them candles, yeah, more than for themselves. We just got light bulbs, right? They got all these lights around the trees. More than themselves, for themselves. Whereof they cannot see one. The tree can't see not one light that's on it. They are as one of the beams of the temple. A wooden beam on the temple, that's all they like. Yet they say their hearts are gnawed upon by things creeping out of the earth. And when they eat them and their clothes, they feel it not. Yeah, well, you got wool on it and a moth come and eat it all up, they can't feel nothing. Some people, they put purple around it. They might put purple wool, a moth come and eat that up, they don't feel nothing because there's nothing but an idol. Bugs come and eat them up. And they come they gotta treat them. A lot of times they treat them, some people don't. Some of them don't. Some places you get a tree, you gotta go in there and treat it, all these bugs, whatever's on that tree out there in the wild, bring it right into your house. So this is very important that we look at all these things. You can read the whole chapter because this is dealing with idolatry. This is what we have done. Look at let's look at verse 34. Baruch 6:34 says, whether it be evil that one doeth unto them or good, they are not able to recompense it. They can't do nothing about it. They can't pay you back for whatever you do. They can neither set up a king nor put him down. In like manner, Most High say he ruled in the kingdom of men. They can't do this. In like manner, they can neither give riches nor money. Though a man make a vow unto them and keep it not, they will not require it. They can save no man from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty. They cannot restore a blind man to his sight, nor help any man in his distress. They can show no mercy to the widow, nor do good to the fatherless. Their gods of wood, their Christmas trees of wood, and which are overlaid with gold and silver, are like the stones that be hewn out of the mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded. They that worship them gonna be confused. And you can't say you're not worshiping it when I'm telling you, point blank, you have to bow down on your knees and put presents under the tree. You gotta bow down on your knees and take the presents to take from under the tree. You cannot deny that. You bowing down to that tree. How should a man then think and say that they are gods when even the Chaldeans, these Ethiopians, where it all come from, Babylonians, Cushites, themselves dishonor them? See? See, who if they shall see one dumb that cannot speak, they bring him and entreat Bel that he may speak, as though he were able to understand. Yet they cannot understand this themselves and leave them. But they have no knowledge. See, it's cold, man. I mean, when you look at all this, it's like all this chapter mainly dealing with idolatry. We're gonna move on though, because it's something when you look at how Mashiach Shai was not born on December 25th. He was born in the springtime. Go to Luke, since it's supposed to be his birthday, y'all say, falsely. Luke, the 2nd chapter. Because I say, ain't nobody singing happy birthday. You ever heard anybody sing happy birthday, Jesus? Happy birthday to Jesus. I ain't never heard it. Go to Luke, the 2nd chapter. Let's start at verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. All the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made with Cyrenius, when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. So everybody got to be taxed. And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. And Joseph also, who was Mashiach Shai's dad, and Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. He was of the house and lineage of the tribe of Judah that King David came from. To be tasked with Mary, his spouse, wife, being great with child. So Mary is with child, and she's engaged to Joseph. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. While she was going to pay the taxes, it came to be that Mary was ready to bring forth a Mashiach Yahushai. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. Google in shepherds watching over sheep in Israel today and tomorrow. In the snow, in the cold, watching over their flock by night. By night? Don't it get colder at night than it is in the day? But they out there watching over their flock in the nighttime. That's what I'm showing you. And lo, the angel of the Most High came upon them, And the glory of the Most High shone round about them, and they were so afraid. They got afraid. Like people talking about they can't wait for the day of the Most High. An angel come, and everybody fall down and be afraid. Angel of the Most High came, you know what they say, and they were so afraid. They became, I mean, you don't fear the Most High? He said an angel, and all of a sudden now you really afraid. You're afraid. Scared them. And the angel said unto them, fear not. So you know they was in fear. Remember what we just read? Most High said what? Don't fear nobody but him. And the angel said unto them, fear not. For behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is a Mashiach Yahushai, the Mashiach. Right? So, let's look at verse 40. So Mashiach Yahushai is born, right? Now it says, and the child grew. Mashiach Yahushai grew and waxed strong in spirit, filled with wisdom. And the grace of the Most High was upon him. Now listen at this closely. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover, right? At the feast of the Passover. It's very important, this next scripture. And when he was 12 years old, when means at the time he turned, at that time, he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast, which is the feast of Passover. See? And when, look up the word when. Bear with me. Man, I don't even think I have it. Okay, maybe I do. Oh, shoot. My books, I gotta get new books. My books has been used, y'all. When? At that time. At the time. See? See? So that's when he turned 12 years old. And when he was 12 years old, when he turned 12 years old, he was born in the springtime, around the time of the Passover. Just like he died on the Passover, he was born on the Passover, he died on the Passover. 33 years old, exactly. They went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the days, not one day, but 8 days. We celebrated. When they have fulfilled the had not one day like y'all celebrating one day. We celebrate, like I told you earlier, days, 8 days. And when they had fulfilled the days as they returned, the child of Mashiach Yahushai tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. So he stayed behind. You know, they had a lot of people came with him. He stayed behind. He's 12 years old. He started feeling like he started his manhood. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey. They went a whole day's journey. And they sought him among their kinfolk and acquaintance. So they was amongst their own, the family members. Where's Mashiach Yahushai at? They're looking for him. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass, after 3 days, they found him in the temple. 3 days. They went a day's journey, and 3 days later, here they found him in the temple. 12 years old, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and questions. Understanding and answers, Salaki. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I, thy father and I, thy father and I, thy father and I, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. So Mary's telling Hamashiach Mashiach and the world that Joseph is Hamashiach Mashiach's father right there. You don't think the mother know who the father is? And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Was ye not that I must be about my father's business? He said, I'm about my father's business. Look. Okay, look at Song of Solomon 8 and 5. He said, I'm about doing the work of the Most High. What y'all think? I'm trying to question these men and answer these men and what their thoughts are on this matter and that matter. So let's see. Song of Solomon 8 and 5. This is when he was born, look. Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? I raised thee up under the apple tree. There thy mother brought thee forth. There she brought thee forth that bare thee. Mashiach was brought forth in the springtime under the apple tree. That's what it's saying. But see, that's a mystery that's been hid from the world. Song of Solomon 2 and 3. As the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so was my beloved among the sons. I sat down under his shadow with great delight, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. Hear what he said? So was my beloved among the sons. And he tell you in John 3:16, you all know that. For the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth him should not perish but have everlasting life. So that's where he was born. Under the apple tree in the springtime. You know, because the shepherds put their sheep inside the barns. Late Esau's 10th month. When it's cold in Israel. Look at the weather over there in Israel. Let me see. Somebody Google what the weather in Israel is for me. Ask what the weather in Israel is. Let me see. See how cold it is over there right now. Let's see. What's the weather in Israel tomorrow?
Sunday's forecast for Tel Aviv is 63 degrees with showers.
It's currently 58 degrees. You know. So that's for now. And at night, you know, it gets colder and colder and colder and colder. So ain't nobody no shepherds gonna be out in no field watching over no sheep at night. Look at Matthew 24 and 20. Matthew 24 and 20. So y'all got it wrong. Y'all celebrating Nimrod's birthday. 24 and 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. It's cold. Look at 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel 23. 2 Samuel 23, the 23rd chapter. Let's see how cold it be in some winters. 2 Samuel 23 and 20. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts. He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in time of snow. You see? Snow's over there. It did, you know. In time of snow. So, 1 Chronicles 11:22. So no, she didn't bring forth no son in the snow. And think about it. Because I ask this all the time. Which one of you women would have a baby just coming into this world and allow them to be around all these animals, nasty animals, in a little animal trough, and you're going to have him around all these nasty animals and so forth? Newborn baby. Newborn baby, I don't think. We just read Luke 2, the 2nd chapter, 1 through 11 and 40 to 49. Look, which one of y'all gonna do that? You take your newborn baby and put an animal trough with all these animals around it. I don't think so. I ain't never heard a woman say they'd do that. Not an Israelite woman. But any woman, if they have their right mind, wouldn't do that. Okay, now. 1 Chronicles 11:22. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts. He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. That's Chinese. Also, he went down and slew a lion in a pit in a snowy day. You see? Be snowing over there. That's why he wasn't born in no snow. He wasn't born in no winter. So, what about how the Most High feel about these Christmas songs and these feasts and these prayers and the songs that they sing and so forth? Go to Amos, 5th chapter. Oh, I know y'all probably call me the Christmas Scrooge, huh? Amos 5:21. Amos 5:21. What the Most High say? He said, I hate. But the Most High is all love. But the Most High said, I despise your feast days. And I will not smell in your solemn assembly. So you're not going to smell it. Nothing that you making for your Christmas. He ain't said, I ain't smelling nothing. I will not smell in your solemn assembly. You bring everybody together. He said, I will not smell in your solemn assembly. See, though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beasts, your fat turkeys, and especially your fat ham, your honey glazed ham. Most of I said, don't you touch a dead pig carcass. You read it for yourself. In Leviticus 11, hopefully you did. You heard it. Leviticus 11 chapter tell you the dietary laws. He told us in verse 7 and 8, don't even touch a dead pig carcass. Less more than eat it. He made them to clean up everything. They eat out of their own boo-boo. That's what they call it, slop. You have slop, they be all in their own boo, and they just throw it, whatever you want in there, and they eat out of the doo-doo. They eat everything. They don't even have no sweat glands. You ever seen what comes out of the back of their feet? Y'all eat pig feet, and y'all getting ready for them dang on chitlins and black-eyed peas for New Year's, man. Traditions. All guts, man. All the stuff that went through his body. You can't clean that crap out of it. That's why it smell like crap. You cooking fleshly crap. All the crap that went through that pig, that's what you cooking. Stank too. Ugh. Most I say, I regard your peace offerings or your fat beasts. You say, Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. Wait a minute. We ain't just singing silent night, holy night. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. Oh Christmas tree, jingle bell, jingle. Take thee away from me the noise of thy songs. I don't hear nothing. None of that. For I will not hear the melody of thy vows. Whew. What you got to say about that? Speak on that. He said, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. He said, get that away from me. Take that away from me. Let's go over to Amos 8th chapter, 10th verse. He said, and I will turn your feast in the morning. It's going to be a whole lot of people crying. The most mourning that we have is death, y'all. It's going to be people dying, man. He said, I will turn your feast in the morning and all your songs into lamentation. Hear that? Lamentation means crying. All your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins. Sackcloth, sadness, burlap, and baldness upon every head. Sadness. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. You gotta hear what he's saying. He don't want to hear nothing we have to say. Isaiah the first chapter. Isaiah the first chapter. Show me how the Most High fit into Christmas. Look. Isaiah 1, the first chapter, and verse 15. He said, and when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yeah, when you make many prayers, y'all be trying to pray on Christmas, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. That's why he said, hey, you know, death is not only a physical death, but a spiritual death. When you take your sons and your daughters, you sacrifice them to devils. That's why he told us in 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. And that's what you're doing when you following the way of the heathen. You sacrificing your sons and your daughters to devils. You lying to them. What devil